episode 14 of the Reset Button, the podcast where we talk about horror for 2 episodes in a row because we can't get enough of it here in October on Halloween. It's not as meta of an episode this time, I'm sorry to say. We're not having episode 13 on Friday the 13th in October while talking about horror games. So we're not as cool this time.
What?
No, we're just
No.
super duper close to Halloween, so let's just go with it.
Did you guys not see the spooky setup?
Oh, wait.
Patrick, you are discrediting the effort.
You're going to have to carry the cool for us. Like, look at me.
I got orange lighting. It's totally spooky.
Totally spooky, but I'm over here with my usual Mario hat that everybody expects me to wear. Big shock there, but look at that. That t-shirt, beautiful, beautiful t-shirt. Maybe we'll get one of those going for everybody in the future. We'll have to see. But we have to let everybody know who is here. We'll do the round table as we do. First up, I always introduce our friendly Canadian first, Mr. Johnny Chase.
Yeah, that's me. What's going on?
Well, what is going on? What have you been doing?
My arms are sore because I got my flu and COVID boosters today at the same time. So I was just like,
I was gonna ask if you were working
I'm like,
out.
oh, I'm in pain. Been just playing that Mario Wonder, man. Like I've like this is probably like the best 2D Mario in like the last like 20 some odd years. Since like they revamped like the new Super Mario Brothers, and then they kind of just ran that into the ground. Wonder is it's so good. I don't know if you've been playing it off of work or whatnot, but yeah, it's really good.
I've been trying to
bought
savor it.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean it's worth a purchase, but I've been trying to savor it. You know, just have a little taste here and there. I don't want to dive in and murder it. Like some people I know were like giving like full walkthroughs like the day after, and I was like just thinking, did you even taste it?
Yeah, there are some that are blitzing through it. I took my time. I want to say like just to hit Bowser and not unlock every level, but close to it. I would say I had maybe 80% unlocked before I decided to go fight Bowser, and that took maybe I want to say 6-7 hours.
Wow.
So now I'm actually, this is one of those things is I don't 100% 2D Mario games. I think the only ones I've ever done them in my life was Mario 3. Well, actually, all the Marios on the NES, just go level to level, right? Mario World, all 96 exits, all 120 stars in Super Mario 64. But like Sunshine, Galaxy did never 100% those, never did the new Super Mario Brothers series. This one, I think I'm going to, and I'm already on the way there. So I've beaten every level. I've beaten the game, so I've got a medal for that, and I've gotten all the Wonder Seeds, which is this game's superstars. I've gotten all those. So I think my next thing is to get all the flagpoles, get all the standees, and get all the flower coins in each level. So we're working on that.
Impressive.
Yeah. And then I'm going to either erase my save file so I can start over again with Melanie, or we'll just play it on her file.
And wait, that's got online where you can have like a whole shit ton of people playing all at once, right?
The online is a little different. So for online, you're not playing together in a sense that everyone's doing the course on their own. But let's say like if you fall down a pit and die, you'll turn into a ghost, and if another player is on the level with you, if you float your ghost over to them and run into them, you'll get revived.
Right.
And you won't lose a life.
So you can't do like the traditional multiplayer, like 4 people come together and run a stage kind of
Only
thing.
Locally. Only locally.
Local.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what the real co-op of their stuff. But it's like kind of another cool mechanic in there. Like those little standees that you get, if you hold down an X and plop them down, you can use that as opposed to like, let's say like someone's blitzing through the level, they're speedrunning, and you're like, oh, I can't catch up with them. If you take your ghost over to a standee and hit that will revive you as well. So that's like a really cool mechanic that they entered in. It's like I understand why they didn't do the traditional online because it didn't work in
Right.
Mario Maker 2. It didn't work in Mario 3D World. They're just like, oh, just throw it over. Let's just throw our hands up and just
and
and do it.
it probably wouldn't have
something
worked in
I
New
never-
Super Mario either.
And someone brought this up and I never thought about it, but in Mario Wonder, there's no amiibo support.
What?
They do nothing with amiibos
Not
in
a
that game.
one.
Not a
Dude,
one.
they could easily like
Holy shit.
release like the Elephant Mario as like an amiibo or something. I'm surprised Nintendo is taking such a
there is the-
non-capitalist route.
I really think they're doing that because they're badges that you can get. So you can equip a badge to go into a level, and you can turn every question block that has an item into like that specific item. So instead of like the bubble flower or the fire flower, you can just go, no, I want all elephant suits in this level, if it's not even
Sure.
designed for it. So
But you could still
Oh,
do
it's cool.
something with an amiibo. Like I know they've got that covered with the badges. I saw that part, but I still think they could get creative and do something with it. It's just I don't know. Maybe they put all the creativity they could into that thing and they're tapped out.
in an interview I read, apparently they had like thousands and thousands of ideas, and like they could easily make like 5, 6, 7, 8, like 100 new Mario games with the ideas that they had. These are just the ones that they went with.
Mm.
But there's some really good ideas in this game. Like I don't want to gush over to it because like this isn't the Mario Wonder show tonight. This is the horror show.
Well,
But yeah, that's
that show
what
may
I've been
come
up
in
to
the
mostly.
near future,
yeah.
or we could gush about that
Dude.
all night.
We have like the end of November. That's the time we can like gush
Talk about turkey.
because
Oh,
we
yeah,
know what
'cause, like,
else
we
is
do 'cause,
coming
like,
out soon.
Mario RPG.
Shut up. Sadly, I'm not gonna be playing these games immediately. They're not gonna know, but I bought Mario Wonder for my nephews and niece for Christmas, and I also have Mario RPG on the way, and a couple other things. So I am buying them, but not for me right now. I'm gonna be on the prowl on Black Friday trying to find Pikmin 1 and 2 combo and Pikmin 4 on
Ooh,
sale
yes.
because
All Pikmin 4, you gotta get it.
finances,
so
I
good.
couldn't get them in the summer, and now I want it so bad. I mean, you guys, I'm like literally the person that was like dead set on getting a Wii U because of Pikmin 3 because it's in my like top 5
Mhm.
favorite Nintendo series. So,
Absolutely.
I'm just like kind of dying. I haven't played Pikmin 4 yet, but I want to replay them. So that's a whole thing on its own.
I still think the Wii U version of Pikmin 3 is better than the Switch version. I'll die on that.
Oh,
hill.
I think the gamepad and also like having the ability to use like the Wii remotes is like the best thing in Pikmin. I love the Wii remotes. So I'm gonna
100%.
stand on that hill. I'm dying on that hill for that. So for that control.
Well,
Damn.
and the
Other-
person who is dying on the hill and will be back to haunt you before you know it, I'm going to introduce Liz now.
Yes. Didn't even get introduced. I forgot.
That I'd like to remind everybody that is the second episode in a row where we just went on a tangent and forgot to introduce Liz until
Yeah.
like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
in.
we got another host here. Hi.
I think we need to like switch it around because I feel it like Johnny does so many cool things and then we're just gonna like get distracted because he has such cool topics. That's what it is.
And then I guess with this, I don't need any introduction, especially the past couple weeks. Hi, Reddit. How you doing?
Hey, truthers. How's our audio mix? Still shit, right?
Still terrible.
Oh, I didn't even read
Oh
the
my
hate
God.
comments, but it's pretty funny.
I don't think
Oh,
we've
my-
gotten any on that episode with James, but just
Oh.
god, Reddit. It's just that Reddit
Are
group,
we,
they
like-
hate anything Cinemassacre.
Yeah,
Dude,
it's wild.
I don't even want to get into it, but like the AVGN, like, okay, even though they hate on Cinemassacre, like you have to think about it. The people that are the worst and most terrible critics are the biggest fans because they watch fucking everything
Mhm.
of these people. So whatever. They're just extremely vocal fans. Let's just call it that.
Oh, they are very vocal. But I just wanted to shout out to you all because, hey guys, how's it going?
We
And
noticed.
a lot of them don't even realize how old that clip was, and it got funnier and funnier to me. I just couldn't stop laughing at how ridiculous the whole thing was. But just wanted to say hi to anybody if Reddit is watching, because I think
They're
there's
not
one or
watching.
two who still are. So yeah, this is
Dude,
a nice shiny
scared.
podcast. We talk about fun things. Be fun. We talk about games where people get murdered and there's scary ghosts and stuff like that. You know, the good stuff. All the kids love it.
I don't want to say anything, but I could get like real nasty. Let's stop talking about the truth.
Well, the truth
That's-
is there are some great horror games out there. How's that for a transition?
There you go.
Yes.
So the thing I was thinking the most about it, and we've had 2 weeks to stew on this. By the way, I didn't do my homework. I'm sorry. I was busy.
Patrick played like 70 games this year and beat them.
Hey, did either
of you do your
Playing
homework?
anymore.
I didn't do my homework either. I was in the midst of Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance.
Hold on,
was like
what
the one
homework?
Castlevania game I hadn't beaten yet. So
Hold on,
I had to get around to
sign
completing
any
that.
homework? Because now I'm a little nervous. I don't remember seeing it on the assignment sheet.
The assignment sheet was
You're
Nightmare
the one that
Creatures.
provided it.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure because like I was kind of like buzzed after that Benny's tasting, so like
Hey, at least she's honest.
Oh yeah, you went on a night at town afterwards. That's why I couldn't have an after party.
well, no, and then I went out and I like hung out across the street at Former Volition and like drank at a bar that had like $15 cocktails, and I was like, I'm not buying. Okay. No, just kidding. No, my friend got me one drink, and at that point I was like, bro, I really can't drink anymore because like if I do, I'm not gonna enjoy myself. I know my limits, okay?
Well, at least one of us does. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's But yeah, the assignment that nobody did, but I'm gonna let you off easy, was Nightmare Creatures. You're supposed to play that. Which, by the way, if there's anybody who wants to watch some random YouTube videos about video games and whatnot, Matt Nick Muscles does
I was
What
about
Happened.
to say, he did What Happened on the Nightmare Creatures franchise.
Mhm.
And I was hearing
Very
a
well
history
done.
that I don't remember. The history that Nightmare Creatures 1 was like positively received. I don't remember that.
I don't know anything about this game. Like I've heard of it, but like
Yeah.
there's like some random stuff that's kind of like PS1-ish era. It makes me think of that time frame of things I just simply haven't had access to, but I want to play. And it's just like, oh, it's like way too expensive, and like I don't like download stuff on my computer to play like after the fact, you know. So I don't really do that.
I haven't played Nightmare Creatures in a long time, since it was like a fairly new game. So I want to preface by saying that. But what I remember from it is it had like the full 3D environment that you could explore, like Tomb Raider, but the collision when it came to like the sprites and whatnot was just absolute garbo. I remember trying to fight monsters and it was just the worst. Like the combat just sucked. The collisions were terrible. Things would just get stuck to walls. That's what I remember. Maybe I was just good at finding bugs. I don't know. But I remember that game just being a chore, a terror, and that's why I was trying to stick it on YouTube. Because I'm a good friend.
I'm just like doing like the basic Google search. It looks like a lot of fun. Like I feel like I would enjoy this because it looks weird as shit and like that's what I'm into. But it's definitely like not 100% my vibe, but I'm not against like playing this or having this in my life whatsoever.
Right. Well,
It looks goofy.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want to play it these days.
Mm.
There's so much.
Trick, you
better.
play like 100 games annually. Shut up. You could play it.
But to be fair, it's mostly stuff that he's played already. Like you kind of go back and
Oh.
just repeat the same game again. Like it's like, all right, I gotta get this for the list. All right, Mario 1, 2, 3, done. Mario World, done. You
Well,
gotta do
I
that to
like
get him out of the
chronic-
way, right?
I'm like a
He is.
chronic like RPG player, so like there was a point definitely when I was younger where I was like, I'm gonna play Final Fantasy 10 or 10-2 every year, and then like when the HD remaster came out, I was like, okay, I'm gonna play this at least once and get all the trophies and 100% it. And then since I did that, I'm like, bro, I can't play this every year. I don't got time. Like I know the game so well inside and out, and it's like, yeah, I could probably just do a straight playthrough in like 30 hours, but no, I want to do all the stuff, and then that makes it like a 50-hour game, and then like I can have it memorized, but like I just don't have time. Like I want to play new games. But like you play the micro games that are really short, so like I get that. It's a very different thing.
And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, I'm playing like Pokemon Sun and Moon, which is it's a fun game, but it's a game that never fucking ends. Like the Elite Four in that game is just
Oh my
it's
God.
fucking bullshit.
Oh,
They're fucking
Oh.
bullshit. I don't know how else to put it.
oh, this is very important, and I don't mean to interrupt you, but I'm doing my annual play Pokemon once every 10 years right now. So I just started Pokemon Scarlet, by the way. So
How do you feel about it?
I made like a really cutely ambiguous girl character, and I'm very happy. But how do I take off the hat? I want to. I keep falling asleep trying to play it, and I have this stupid like school kid's hat, and I like want to fucking tear it off, and I barely just like picked my starter Pokemon.
I think,
So that's where I'm at.
I think you're stuck with it. I really do.
No, I'm gonna cry if I can't customize my character.
Just
Like
have
if
a
I can't
breakdown
change my
over it.
clothes, I think I'm gonna quit and like revisit Pokemon in 10 more years, because if I can't change my clothes, fuck this.
Send hate mail to Miyamoto.
No, if I have so many options to customize, like, oh, here's your eyes and your face, and then like, oh, here's like one cute little girly eye, and with like a little like cute little eyelashes, but then here's another one with different eyelashes, and then they're bigger and they're smaller. You can't give me all these customization options with my cute little cupid bow lips and nose and all these other things and these cool haircuts, cute boy cuts, cute girl cuts, everything in between, and you can't say. Tell me I could take off the hat, and I'll shut up.
I think I'm gonna have to tell you that you probably can't take off the hat, because that's
Die. I
that's
hate
kind of a
this.
thing in certain Pokemon games. Like you'll know which generation it is by characters wearing a fucking hat or not.
I can't.
I mean, tell
do
me if I'm
this
wrong,
game.
Johnny.
Yeah, and someone has pointed out in their chat, you can tell what Pokemon it is because back in the day, you couldn't even change your gender. You're just, oh, you're a boy.
Yeah,
I think it was red and blue. The initial one, they wouldn't let you do that. And then
right.
gold and silver?
Because in Red and
I
Blue,
know by at least third gen you could be a girl.
Yeah.
I think
Right.
it was third gen. Yeah, it would have been Ruby Sapphire then.
in Red
Those
and Blue,
cats
you were
can't
Or could have
supposed to
been
just-
Crystal.
you were supposed to just be Red. That was the name of your character. Like you could name him whatever, but the character's name was supposed to just be Red,
Mhm.
and your rival was Blue. And fun fact about that too, for anybody who's playing through Sun and Moon, you can actually run into Red and challenge him.
Oh, really? In Sun and Moon?
Yeah, he's a mean motherfucker.
Oh, wow.
Is he an adult?
Red? No, I think
By
he's
the
still
time
same
in this
age.
game.
I think he's still the same
Oh,
age.
ew.
Like-
Ew, I hate this. Ew.
Red
I mean,
is
it falls
there.
in line with the anime. Nobody ages in the anime.
No, Ash turned like 13 or something.
Whoa!
13,
can't
20
remember.
years?
Control.
God.
He did like gain a year at least.
It's like Bobby Hill and King of the Hill. He went from 12 to 13. Good job. It'll
Hold
never
on.
change from there.
Hold
But,
on. Okay, let's talk about scary games. But I have to fact check one thing.
This is just gonna go forever, and I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
No, because I
Red
need
is
to talk about my
27.
stupid things.
Someone in chat saying Red is 27. I don't know if
Okay,
that's true,
okay.
but it's hilarious.
Okay, so there's 26 Pokemon seasons, and they're easily like 40 plus episodes. It looks like there's like an average of like 50 episodes a season
Mhm.
times 28. And if we break down like one episode is like a day of like his life, how many years would that be?
What was the number again?
So I'm just gonna rough estimate there's like 50 episodes a season, just like throwing a number out there.
Oh my god, how many seasons?
26 seasons.
Hold on, we gotta break out the calculator on this. I can't
Well,
break
if your
out the
family last 26 seasons, yeah, he'd
I
be
can't
36.
math.
Yeah, he'd be 36 by the time that.
Yeah, I think so. That's insane. So Ash,
So no,
he's
he
pulling
would
some
have
bullshit.
aged almost. Okay, so if there was like an episode for each day of his life in the per season, he'd be like a mid to late teenager. I got almost 4 years. So
I can live with
think
that.
of it what you will. I think that would make more sense, but I think we're overthinking Pokemon at this rate.
I think
Yeah.
we're overthinking everything at this point. Oh my god. Okay. So
Halloween
We're gonna-
special.
we're gonna get to what I was thinking of here. And you guys, if you have any other ideas you want to toss out or the things that you want to discuss, you just cut in with this. But the main thing I've been thinking about for the past 2 weeks, especially because hey, there's a sequel coming out soon, is
Today.
oh shit, I forgot. Yeah, it is today. I couldn't think it was in a few
Today,
days.
Yeah.
Venting that it was out today because I'm not ready for it.
Yeah. Alan Wake.
I'm talking about Alan Wake, baby. Talking about
I feel
Alan
like
Wake.
we need Tom with us to talk about Alan Wake, though. It doesn't seem right without Tom the Iron Man.
Is there a connection? I didn't know.
He should. Okay, so like, Tom fucking hyped the shit out of Alan Wake to me, like when it was new and came out. And I like have like weird little things with Tom where we like randomly on a like just out of nowhere we will insert like a weird Alan Wake thing into our conversation or mention of things, but he fucking loves that game, and I think it's great too. So
Yeah.
that's just my thing, you know, like a little thing.
It's a really cool idea where, typically you have the horror writers like your Stephen Kings and everything like that. But I've never really seen too many horror writers introduce themselves into like the horror stories. Like with Stephen King, it was like the Dark Tower is what he put himself into. But then this concept is a guy ends up being in a story of his own, and it also introduces like some of the most interesting kind of episodic thing going on, where right at the end of a chapter, it's always got that cliffhanger that makes you go, fuck, I gotta get to the next part. I gotta get there. I gotta see what's happening. And it captivated me in a way that I don't think too many horror games really captivated me. And I mean, in general. And to know that it's Western, I think that's the big thing. When it comes to horror in video games, I think we'd all agree that, like, the Japanese market pretty much rules that, right? We'd agree. Okay.
Definitely.
So this is a pretty hefty shot from a Western developer. And I think they really hit it on the head because it's got creepiness. It's got, in my opinion, an amazing story. It's got a pretty interesting mechanic. But I guess the one thing that I would say right at the end that pisses me off about it, and this is just mechanic-wise, they introduced something really interesting mechanic-wise right at the end of the fucking game so they can introduce it or explore it more in DLC. And that annoyed me.
Oh, I still haven't done the DLC, so don't hardcore spoily for me, please.
Well,
Just don't.
it's something that you see like
Please.
right at the end.
I haven't played the game in over 10 years, by the
Oh, okay.
way. Like, so like that's why I'm like, shit, I want to replay the remaster, but you know, it's like stopping me from playing the remaster, Patrick.
What's that?
And also I want Cody to see it too, because I think he would really like it. The thing that has like made me like okay, I'm not like mentally ready to play the remaster because I just don't think I'm simply emotionally ready to go look for fucking coffee canisters. So I just like can't do it mentally at the moment. So just like keep that in mind.
Are you mentally ready for Duracell batteries in your video game?
Aren't they
A
gone
lot
for
of
the
games.
remaster?
So that's not that
They could
overwhelming.
be.
You just have to be smart with
Yeah.
your resources.
They
That's
could
what
be.
it is. Be
I-
wise.
I remember that being something that the game was like getting memed on pretty hard when it was coming out. That like they decided to like shoehorn Duracell batteries in the game. So anybody who hasn't played Alan
No.
Wake, he has to use a flashlight to make the shadow figures vulnerable. So of course, flashlight needs batteries. What type of batteries? Duracell batteries, baby. Yellow
It's
type
fuck
of battery.
Energizer.
Fuck them. We need Duracell for long-lasting shoehorning and getting paid. That's what we need.
Yeah.
But like also Duracell isn't Pikmin, so like how
That's true.
Okay, so like it's not just we can't just like
Oh yes,
horror
we can.
games, Pikmin being spooky as shit, like I said last time, Duracell batteries, there's a common link with all these things.
Oh my god, you're right. What the fuck just happened?
It came. See, Pikmin is a horror game. I told you.
Oh my Christ. Mittens, did you hear this shit? She's just staring at me. Even she knows what's up.
Min's so cute.
I can't. Yeah. Well, there you have it, everybody. Pikmin is indeed a horror game. You know, Duracell batteries in Alan Wake, Duracell batteries in Pikmin. Need I say more? Need I say more?
Also, that it was brought into the store yesterday. Alan Wake is actually in Fortnite now as a skin.
What?
Yeah,
Son, this
that was
week,
part of
that's
the
so
whole
funny.
Nightmares content. That's for the Nightmares this year. It's Alan Wake, Michael Myers, and Jack Skellington.
I got
It's
Michael
like free
and
that
Jack.
everyone can like access or play. If you don't mind me asking,
Sorry.
is that something that's like free for people to like download or add to their game, or is it something you have to like unlock or pay for? You like a
No,
random box?
it's for V-Bucks. So you have to buy their in-game currency and buy it. It's
Oh,
1800.
okay.
It's 1800 for the whole thing. So that's equivalent to $20.
Now, is
Okay.
it
Okay,
like
no, I was just curious.
is it the first games, Alan, or is it like this
The new one.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
with
the
the
new one.
weird.
To promote the new game, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So Patrick,
that's
did you
still
play
fun.
Alan Wake? You didn't really have a moment to actually chime in about that.
The original?
No, yeah. Sorry,
I
not
finished
Patrick,
it.
Johnny.
No,
I.
sorry. Oh,
What
oh
the
yeah,
fuck's wrong with
yeah.
me?
No, I haven't had a chance to play Alan Wake yet.
Okay.
I own it several times actually.
Oh,
I understand. You don't have to explain that.
I think I owned it physically twice because I bought it in a lot of discs.
Oh,
So it was
yeah.
like in a binder somewhere, and then I saw it somewhere for like $2. I was like, oh, I'll get that for $2. They're like, damn it, I already have it.
gotcha.
Well, I think
That's what mental note for me. Take a photo of your goddamn collections when you go to the convention tomorrow.
bro.
You don't buy.
I do the
games you
same
already
thing
have.
with games and manga, so like no judgment. Absolutely. No
I have 3
judgment.
copies of Prince of Persia. I swear to God.
Shut
Oh,
up.
jeez.
Send me one. Just kidding. It's okay. But yeah, no,
I
the
could.
the appeal with Alan Wake. So after me like assigning you gentlemen homework,
That we didn't do.
the thing with Alan Wake, I have a lot of issues with a lot of Western gaming. A lot of titles are very aggressive and so combat driven. But the big problem with a lot of horror games, and again, this is like a good and a bad thing, as kind of like what we touched on last time. But a lot of the controls and like the quality of the gameplay is pretty shit with a lot of horror games, and there are lot smaller studios or indie groups making these games that only can do so much, right, without taking forever to make a title. And the thing with Alan Wake, it has like the right amount of conflict with like the enemies in the game that you have to light the shadow, and I think you also have a gun, like you can use those in tandem, but you really have to like focus the beams and the lights to attack and destroy the enemies. And it has like the right amount of like intensity and challenge where it doesn't feel like bullshit if you lose. It's like, yeah, I was not doing well. It has like a really good mix of actually doing combat pretty good, in addition to like atmosphere and all the other things that you would want from a horror game. So I think that actually would probably be like more your vibe if you're not super into some like of these Japanese horror varieties.
It also,
Yeah.
when you're talking about like survival horror, it not only does it require you to be a bit smarter about your use of like batteries for your flashlight, it also, limits your ammunition. So you have to keep an idea of like how much you have for both when you're going through there. You can't just like,
Mhm.
you
Really
know,
ration them well.
yeah,
Yeah.
you can't just, decide to just piss a bunch of bullets at one dude and just go, oh, because you can hit him with the flashlight and that'll stop him for a moment, but they'll still come after you. So you gotta give them the 1-2 basically. Or I think this game is pretty fair on this, but not as fair as like say Resident Evil. You can try to run from them, but I think they're a lot quicker. Like
Oh
the
yeah,
shadow
they're
figures were tearing
aggressive.
to you.
They're very aggressive, and that makes me think of more of like an American like style game. When I think of like Western games, it's a lot more like super hyper action kind of stuff. So I think that's where it's like a nice balance of like we still have like a lot of puzzles and things that you have to like solve. Again, all these light puzzles and like where and how you can traverse things safely. Um, in addition to like like it's like really stressful, but like it does not feel super unfair by any means.
And the big hook for anybody who hasn't had a chance to play this game, I can't stress this enough. So the story, like I was talking about earlier, is like really episodic. It's the first game I can think of that really kind of feels like you're watching episodes of an HBO series. So
Yes.
it hits you with this cliffhanger where it's just, oh, that kind of thing. And then it rolls into credits and starts playing this song. There's a different song for every chapter. And they're all just absolute bops. Great stuff. I'll even go so far as to say this. It has introduced me to one of my favorite bands like ever. Um,
And what is that?
I can't remember what they're called in the game, but the name of the band is Poets of
I
the
know.
Fall. What are they? Old Gods of Asgard. There we go. The Old Gods of Asgard. But the actual name of the band is Poets of the Fall. And my God, it's amazing. They do.
Yeah, and like that's like legitimately like the best level.
Yeah.
Like it's so good. I think that's my favorite one. It's so memorable.
It's especially weird because you get like this strange clue near the beginning of the game where it's just like a loop of a small piece of the one of their choruses. It makes no sense at first, but when you hear the full song, it's such a great acoustic song. God.
And like the whole finale of that chapter is like chef's kiss. It's like it's like that's like the highlight of the game. Like I don't know. It's if when I think of Alan Wake, it's like the one like chapter that I'm like, oh, like I
Yeah.
get like really jacked about. Yeah.
Yeah. And for anybody who hasn't checked out the DLC, I'm not going to give any spoilers to that because I haven't really played the DLC either, but I've heard the song The Poets of the Fall put out for that. Holy shit. You got to check this out. It is, I can't remember the name of the song, but it's Old Gods of Asgard from Alan Wake's American Nightmare, and it is amazing. I'm gonna have to look it up.
Also, I gotta mention something here. don't know if this will take on a sidetrack, but when you said atmosphere, it got me thinking of Atmosphere, the VHS board game, which is like a
don't
spin-off
know
of the
that.
Nightmare board game. Do you know of Nightmare?
Cody, go get it. I think we have that game.
You have it? Yeah.
Oh, hey, hold on.
So-
If you guys hold on.
The w-
You guys talk about that, and I'll go find the thing.
Okay,
I have two
okay.
things. I'll be right back.
Cool. If you've got it, I'll geek out. So like, I mean, obviously you're a video game podcast, but we also, board games are games too, right? So
Yes.
this is something that I played as a kid. And it was this commercials all over the place. It was a board game called Nightmare. It had a VHS that you would pop in, then you would play it, and then like there was a countdown. You only had an hour to play this game until the end came. So then like every few intervals, like a guy in a hood would pop up. He's the gatekeeper, and he'd be like, "Yo, whose turn is it? Answer it, maggot." And then he would like do like all the rules and be like, "Okay, who has the most cards? I banished you to the black hole." And like you just like he would it'd fuck around. Like the premise of the game was to get to the middle with as many keys as possible to win. But that like if you didn't watch the VHS or didn't play the game at all, it like legitimately spooked you, because the thing is too is that the actor they keep putting more prosthetics on, so he looks more old and disheveled and disgusting as the game goes on. And as a kid, that freaks you out because like it's the dead of night, and that just unlocked the core memory when you said Atmosphere, because that was the sequel game that came out afterwards, because they made like 3 or 4 expansions for it.
I think I've seen
Oh,
a
and Liz is
video for
back.
this. I think, Liz, you have it?
Oh, okay. Hold on. I got my drink. Okay. Okay. So I have 2
All eyes are
super
on
cool
you.
things.
Ooh.
Okay, so we have. Okay, so here's the thing. Like, we've had this for a little bit, but we just like haven't had like VHS stuff set up. But we have Clue, the VCR mystery game. Okay.
Oh wow.
It's pretty cool. There's like different ways to play it, and like with like the VHS and the scenarios apparently. So pretty cool. And then we do have Nightmare.
Wow.
Cody bought this one. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like I'll give you the TLDR. We will probably play these within the next year at least, because I've been starting to do like committed board game nights with friends. I'm trying to do it like once or twice a month at least. And I have so many board games like nobody ever wants to play, or it's like, oh, we have to learn the rules of like a tabletop or like a more involved like game. So I will be making a point to like actually play this, because we've had it and it's just like hard to recruit people to like sit down and learn something new that's like not Monopoly. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah, and Nightmare is pretty straightforward.
Oh yeah.
Like-
yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, Nightmare is pretty straightforward. There's really not a whole lot of rules to it. It's just that every time like the gatekeeper comes up on the tape, you have to stop, and he's like, when he says, "Oh, whose turn is it?" You have to say, "Yes, my gatekeeper."
Oh,
Wait.
And if you
Cute.
don't, you get banished to the black hole.
So,
that's hysterical.
was this a Born James episode?
I'm looking
I
at,
don't
because I
think
actually
so.
was thinking of playing it.
Someone
If I
did
couldn't find the
this.
physical one, doing it on Tabletop Simulator. I'm pretty sure someone has
yeah.
it. Yes, James did do it about 7 years ago.
Okay, I was gonna
Nightmare
say
and
I
Beyond.
remember that.
Yeah.
I fucking remember somebody doing this, but I can't remember who.
James did one. Spoonie has done one. He
Okay.
actually did all the expansions too.
Oh. Okay, hold on. We need to have like a Spoonie talk later, but not right now.
It would be more like you educating me. I don't know much about the guy.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, did I say the
cannot-
forbidden thing?
No. Okay, so like I said earlier, we are not getting into any truths right now. Okay. Therefore, we're not getting into any spoonies right now.
Oh,
Okay.
we've already been the subject of one
Okay.
that we can't take any more pain.
I can't like be that person, so I'm stopping
Yeah.
myself now.
Yeah. After party.
After party it is.
Oh no,
Oh,
no,
yeah,
not
after
even
party.
after party.
Oh no.
I think
Oh, okay.
I would be in poor taste to say any commentary, so I'm gonna leave that.
Okay, fair enough. Fair
There.
enough.
All right.
You
Well,
guys, I got so into like spoonie drama, like so deep into it. I don't even want. Like, I can't.
Mhm.
Okay.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
well, I'm gonna pass it around to the table if somebody else wants to bring a game up, because otherwise I'm gonna talk about Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I don't think you want that.
Hold on, we have our hit
Alright.
list. Okay, so I know you guys are like on a crunch today, but we do have our Clock Tower commentary if you so choose. And Johnny and I need to be total dweebs. You know, you
Mhm.
know what I'm getting at. I could talk all day. So you guide us, Patrick.
Oh, talk about Clock Tower. I can talk all about that. I remember that very vividly because that was I can't remember how much that I covered in the last episode, so I'll just go back and bring it up again and talk about basically what made me get a PlayStation 1 to begin with, because I was an N64 kid.
Gee! Ah!
I was straight up N64 kid, like Mario
Mm.
64, Star Fox 64, all that goodness.
Me
That was
too.
me to the end, man. I mean, I'm wearing a Mario hat with Nintendo pins. Come on. But
Yeah.
I know, like, I was over at a friend's house, and his cousin told us to come over, and he had this really weird game. He's like, where you try to get away from this killer. I said, okay, sure. I don't even know what that means, but all right, man. So he was showing me how you have to go around and click on stuff to move, and I thought, that's a terrible game. I hate this already. But then, like, as soon as Scissor Man jumped out and that music started, and he showed like the different ways you had to click and you could hide in like a bathroom stall and different stuff like that, I thought, okay, this is interactive cinema, is what this is.
Yeah.
Because,
So
yeah, go ahead.
no. I was gonna
Mhm.
say, so Patrick, like what you're just also I appreciate interactive cinema because like this, we can get into that later, okay? But so do you like nowadays, like maybe let's say like in the last 10 years or so, let's call it that. Have you noticed that there's like women whose personality type is dictated by their fears of like the latest serial killer podcast or documentary? Like, you guys know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yes.
Where like women are so
No.
obsessed with like murderers and like true crime and like fictional crime stories like that.
Oh,
So
there's literal
like if
podcasts for it.
yes. So imagine like that personality, but me playing stalker video games. Okay. So that's like my
Okay.
hype, which would be like the stalker video game of Scissor Man like started it all. Okay. So, but please proceed. I just thought that was very important to say. Like, that's my personality type as a human being, such as the women that are obsessed with like murder doc.
Okay. I mean, that's true. There's plenty of podcasts that are out there for that specific thing, and I mean, they're really growing. They are super growing. So you're absolutely right. Um, the specific thing I remember that like was burned into my mind with this game and made me think I've got to get a PS1 one day is when you go into the computer room when you're trying to gather everything up to get out of stage one. Scissor Man meets you at the end, and every time step he takes, and you know, just pushes the shears, it computers light up with kill, kill, kill.
It's
It,
so scary. And like the printers that like print off cryptic messages and stuff. Oh my god.
insanity, insanity, and that's why I kept thinking like, this is so great interactive cinema. It's like I can't remember if Scream came out around the same time. I can't remember if it did or didn't, folks. It might have been out around the time I played Clock Tower because again, I didn't have a PS1. But I kind of mixed the two together and thought, okay, this is wild. Because a lot of the times your horror movies and whatnot, you've got like your Freddy Krueger, your Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, whatever. Most of them they're not real. They don't have any semblance of reality at all. Michael Myers like takes a shotgun blast to the chest and just goes and keeps coming. So that's a little wild. But it introduces a character like Scissorman, who could come after you, like any of the Ghostface and Scream, all real. I know they also take bullets and come back in the end. I get that. But these are far more rooted in reality than some of the other stuff. And that's what terrified me. Terrified me so much that I said, I have to go get a PS1. So was it like Crash Bandicoot or anything like that made me get one? Fuck no. It wasn't. It was Clock Tower. Had to have it.
Dude, your origin story like makes me so happy. It's so cool. Cause like I don't know anyone like I discovered Clock Tower when I was in my edgy like preteen phase where I was like Silent Hill, other spooky games, Mega 10, okay. And then like I think I saw something on like I don't know, like on stupid gaming channel. Like some of the gaming websites were like reminiscing about games that came out maybe like 10 years prior. And I was like, what the fuck is this Clock Tower game? And I purposely bought a lot of games that were like M-rated or super like edgy on purpose because I had no judgment, but it was like hardcore. And then
look where that got you. $700 later. I'm sorry, continue.
No, I spent like $15 on that. But man, like there's so many games that were so fucking bad. Like not good games because they were edgy, but Clock Tower has like literally like changed my life in a way that I can't even like explain to everyone, that it's just one of like the most influential games for me at that turning point in my life.
Yeah. And I mean, it was the game that showed me just how much I was missing out on by not having a PlayStation. Because like Twisted Metal was okay, and I still like Twisted Metal, but for the most part, like car game, it's cool, but it doesn't make me want to have a PlayStation. It's shit like that that made me say, okay, what am I missing out on here, man? Because you're not going to get shit like that over with the Super Nintendo, Jesus, N64.
No.
I've got
It's not
weird
powerful
origin
enough.
stories for like quite a few different consoles. I don't want to go off on a tangent, but I've got a wild PS3 story too.
So hold on, I'm gonna send you something, Patrick, that I'll need you to put on the screen, but I'm just trying to like censor people's faces a little bit,
Okay.
just for their protection.
Okay.
Just like I don't know, I just don't want people who are private people to have like a picture of them blasted online. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I just don't want to. I don't want to be that person. I don't think that's very nice. With if I knew they'd be cool with it, that's one thing. But I just don't want to risk it. But anyway, so Johnny, have you had like any like chance to play these games or like any of the spin-offs or like any
Clock Tower?
thoughts?
No, that is not.
Yeah.
That is not. That's why I've been kind of quiet. I have not played Clock
No,
Tower
no.
at all. No.
No, absolutely. So there's like a lot of weird stuff with Clock Tower. Oh my gosh, and Patrick, you have to show my little screenshot too that I sent you guys in the last week. So what the friend that I was visiting on the last episode, like one of my favorite people in the whole entire universe, like we are super deep with the whole Clock Tower stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I remember like, oh my god, we found like this page on Facebook circa like 2008, 2009 of people like people were making like their own Clock Tower movie, but that thing, it just like never happened. It just never made it through the studios, whatever. There was a lot of talk before action sort of thing, too much talk. And I remember following this Facebook page, and I think it amounted, again, I could be wrong. I don't remember everything fully 100%, but there was a point maybe like towards the end of high school after we graduated, like early 2010s, that this Facebook page like really stopped talking about them remaking their Clock Tower. And if I don't recall 100%, but either of these people went on and made the Remothered games, But then there's also like this weird, I haven't played it. I don't know. I just haven't gone on my way to do so yet. But there's somebody that made their own like Scissor Man Clock Tower game, but I think it's on a ship or something. I don't
Yes.
remember. I think it might be like an iOS game or something. And I can't remember if they made the Remothered games or if they made that. And it was so weird just like following this in like the late like 2000s, being like, "Oh, there's going to be a new clock tower thing like fan made," and they were hyping the shit out of it with like maybe 200 likes to the page. And it's such a weird moment of my life, of my youth, like following this and then it just dies off. And then something comes to fruition like 8 to 10 years later and it just like blew my mind. Like, you guys were silent and somebody made something and I'm so confused at this point. But it's just like, I don't know, a funny little anecdote.
No, I know what you're talking about because I think it was still being played around with a little bit when I was doing Screw Attack News. If I recall, it was somebody who had some sort of involvement in the original Clock Tower series that was doing that. But I don't
Yeah, there was
remember if it
something.
actually came out. That's the thing. I think it was a Kickstarter project, and I think it went nowhere fast.
Yeah, there was something, but I think there was like an actual finished game, but might not be like the best game in the world, is what I'm getting at. I don't know.
Yeah, if
Oh yeah,
anybody in
okay.
chat can
So,
remember that.
okay. So I need you to pull up the memory thing I sent you guys this last week and the picture I just sent.
Yeah, that's how the memory is. You basically like saying like, "Oh my god, Clock Tower making me into a movie."
Yeah, no.
Smashing
No,
keyboards.
can you like seriously put it on the screen, please?
Oh my god.
The timestamp of when I posted this. It's just really funny. So yeah, no, that's exactly what I was talking about, is hearing about the Clock Tower movie. And then just when I was, like researching stuff, it was like in 20 like they stopped talking about it in like 2010, and then the guy who was like writing and directing it died in 2013. And I was like, "Oh no, I never knew."
Here
So
we
I thought
go.
that was really funny.
That's-
Me being like
There we go.
a spastic 15-year-old writing this, okay? To give you some perspective. And then the next picture. so, oh my gosh, it was so fun. This is okay, so the guy, I had to censor the Pope because he's a private person. But one of my best friends from high school, and I just saw him and his wife when I was visiting 2 weeks ago. I don't know, we met in junior high in the library for like a media club, and like we've been like really great friends since then. And I remember going to like Hobby Lobby or Michael's or something and finding the giant scissors just like as like a display thing. And this was part of like the era when we were super hyped about clock towers. So I couldn't find a better picture, but he like had the whole get up to be Scissor Man, and he went around the neighborhood and like all the parents and like adults answering the doors were like, "What are you, son?" And like it was so hard to explain to people because everyone kept asking like, why are you carrying around like an actual giant pair of scissors? Not like prop fake shit. Like, these things are heavy. Like, it was so weird. I think we were like freshman or sophomore in high school when we did that. So the hype was like legitimately like huge, and I'm not joking.
I don't think I've ever been that hyped for like any game. Now, did I have a Raiden straw hat at one point? Yes. Does anybody ever get a photo of me wearing it? Fuck no. And it's gonna stay that way. What is it, John?
No, I hope you guys can appreciate like I hope you can like appreciate like baby Scissor Man cosplay. Oh, I have a really good one. I'll send you guys really quick. This is me dressing up in high school as Misa from Death Note, and Scissor Man is like cutting me at the throat. This is so cool. Okay, I just sent it. You could share it. So yeah, like one of like my besties like ever. Oh my god. Those were like such great times. I think we were sophomores then. And then a couple of my girlfriends were doing Light and L. But I don't want to. Again, they're private people. I don't want to share that.
Makes sense.
But I hope you appreciate Facebook pulling through on this one.
Yeah, I love when people are so passionate that they cosplay and do stuff like that. I don't know. I'm not creative enough. Like the only creativity I have in that area is I've got the Mario hat, which I guess now
Cool.
I'm known for, but that's about it. I'm known for the
It's
Mario
your
hat.
signature. So yeah, this is like baby me cosplaying with my friends.
I say that, but
that's my psycho like clock tower business. We
Well,
can end it there if you want.
I'm gonna be doing some.
Oh, I could talk about the
cosplay
other
in the
games,
future.
but like we don't have enough time. Ugh.
Well, this is part 2, and this is going to be the end of October, so you better get it in.
Get in now, yeah.
You gotta
I
get
mean,
it in.
I mean, who says you have to talk about horror only in October? So
That's true.
We'll be
I
talking
was
about
talking
it in
to people
December.
about I was talking to people about like how I did like on my streams I did all Castlevania games, and I was like, oh man, Castlevania on Silver. I was like, well, I don't have to wait until next October to play Castlevania games. I can play wherever I want, right?
exactly.
Yeah. So I did Lords
Like-
of Shadow, and I did runs in Symphony of the Night as Maria and Richter, and then I did Harmony Distance because I've never played it.
Oh
And
yeah,
then
I'll
someone was
play
telling me, it's like
Castlevania
Monday. It's
whenever.
like, man, you should do Harmony of Despair, the 6-player online one. I was like, yeah, I haven't touched that in
On PS3
holidays.
if you want to play.
I got
Got it.
360.
What the? But like just like you're saying, Johnny, like my decor in the background when Cody was helping set it up, he's like, "Oh, you're just like using my everyday decorations," and I'm like, "Yeah." Like, we're not really jacked for Halloween right now. It's like every day is kind of Halloween,
Yeah.
so we're like,
Except from some stores in my can I tell you, Tail, if we can go off a little tangent there. So Walmart, and I don't know if it's everyone in Canada, but in my Walmart here, it's like they can't wait for Halloween to be done with and Christmas to start. They're like, fuck it, Christmas starts now. Take all the Halloween
No.
shit down, put all the Christmas stuff up. Like seriously, if you were a kid and your mom was like dead set on buying your outfit at Walmart, you're fucked because there's nothing there. You can get candy, but everything Halloween related has been gone from my Walmart for at least 2 weeks.
Oh, welcome
that's
to the
so
United States, brother.
weird.
Are they doing that in the States too?
Oh, they want to start pushing Christmas as soon as possible here in the United States. I
Yeah.
get it. I get it because that's the season, right? Christmas is the season for all the stores to start being in the black finally, if they're in the red. But it's like, goddamn, can we just have a little bit of some other stuff before you start going ape shit on us?
Okay. Let me tell you the worst Christmas moment I've ever had in my life in any store. I went to Walgreens once, and like I'm not like a regular Walgreens kind of person, okay? And it was sometime like in the middle of July, years and years ago, that I saw fucking Christmas cookies out. Like the stupid sugar cookies and like the cellophane stacked in little rows. And I'm like, the rats are gonna get to it before we get to fucking Halloween. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
It was really bad.
But to be fair, I still get mad at stores in July when they start putting Halloween candy out. It's like, can you wait?
Yeah.
Do you wait till kids are back in school?
Yeah. That was my next point. You beat me. But yes, exactly. It's a little too soon.
Yeah.
After Independence Day, it's like next holiday for, it's Halloween,
I gotta ask before we wrap everything up. I gotta ask, favorite Halloween candy?
I'm like basic bitch consumer. I will take the small versions of the big chocolate bars all day, every day. So like Kit Kat,
Like?
Mars Bar, Coffee Crisp. I'm probably gonna name a bunch of Canadian candies. You're gonna be like, what the hell is a Coffee Crisp?
Yes. What the hell is a coffee crisp?
How to describe it? It's like it's a wafer cookie type deal, wrapped in in milk chocolate.
Okay.
Yeah, they swear to God, like no, I'm not gonna say that because that's gonna out someone. And I don't want to tell that story. Yeah, it's I don't know. It doesn't have like a coffee taste to it. Like it's just a wafer cookie, right?
Good to accompany coffee.
No, no.
Oh, so it's not even
what
good
else I
with
had there?
coffee?
I would know. I don't drink coffee, so
Is
that's my
this
wife.
candy a
Bias
She's
fucking
big
now.
on,
lie?
she's big on that. So yeah, Smarties, the real Smarties, not that chalky shit you guys have in the States. I'm talking actual milk chocolate. And there's someone in our community I will fight to the death every time. Like if I ever come to MagFest, I'm bringing a whole box of Smarties.
Holy
You
shit.
get that rocket shit out of my face. God, yeah, just for me, it's just the brand name stuff. But
Mm.
when I was a kid, when we collected everything, one bag had your potato chips and one bag had your chocolate bars. And then every day at school, you just pick one bag and pick a few things, and then you take that and you'd eat them at home. That was a good separation. Yeah, just basic, like, chocolate bars, just small chocolate bars.
Fair. Do you have a favorite, Liz?
I know I'm kind of like a bitch about candy. I can't even like think about like a can like okay, so I'm not the person that goes to the checkout line and who is like, I impulsively want a candy bar. And you see those people that want candy or gum. I'm not that person, but I fucking love gummy bears. I love gummies. Haribo. We love Haribo.
Mhm.
I am the impulsive buyer at the $1.25 tree. When I see all the Haribo selection, I typically, I get one. So I have that habit. And I also really I like that the Haribo ones are a little bit like harder and like not harder, but like they're like chewier. They have like more of like a tougher texture. But then I love like the velvety, like squishy, like gummies and like the Albanese bears and like the weird ones you could find at like not food stores, which would be like Home Goods, TJ Maxx, etc., where they have like bougie candy that you can't find anywhere else for some reason. They have like the softest gummy bears, and it, so I guess like if that counts as an answer, I really like gummies.
That counts? You can give gummy bears as a Halloween candy. I don't think it's against the law. At least not here.
Well, they make
That'd be a
like
weird law.
they can make little packages, but like you get like and like even the gummies in them are even smaller than usual. So it's like we're just wasting a lot of plastic to not get a lot of candies. So it's kind of silly in my opinion.
What about you, Patrick?
I love Reese's. I love it to death. I love everything Reese's, everything. I'm a type 2 diabetic. And if Reese's were to kill me, that's fine. I do not mind being taken out by Reese's. That's how much I love the candy. Like, the wife keeps telling me if you go to like Hershey, Pennsylvania, which is not that super far from here, you can actually go to the factory and you can make like your own giant peanut butter cup. And I'm like, okay, that's how I'm going out. That's cool. When we
That's
know
how I die.
when we know it's over and Beanie Baby, Reset Baby is grown and they're on their own and fine, like just take me to the factory and that's it. It'll be like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. It'll be a lot of fun. That'll be my end. Ugh. Now I want
You need
Reese's.
the golden ticket. I don't know. Not that I don't ever eat. Okay, so I am the candy lady at my job because I am the front desk. And I don't know, it started with me getting a bunch of free candy, and then people wanted more candy, so all my coworkers like buy candy. And so I do eat like the crap candy. Like I guess if I'm gonna like spend the calories, and go out of my way and get a candy, it's gonna be gummies or it's gonna be like some bougie like handmade chocolate that you see it behind the window, them making it in the little boutique. Like that's the kind of stuff I like. But like I do eat candy. I'm eating too much right now, especially with Halloween. Everyone keeps bringing in candy, and I'm like, I'm hungry. I'll have a candy bar too. So
Yeah, we had that at
No.
work too. My boss was like, "All right, we're gonna get the pumpkins there. We're gonna put some candy in there for customers to take when they come in." And he offers to the kids. It's like, we're gonna eat half of that, if not more.
no,
Every once
we
in a
do.
while,
We eat
just like
so much of it. Yeah.
Smarties here, shovel that down my throat.
What's the consensus on candy corn?
Good,
Good,
It depends. There's
Should
different
it be
flavors.
banned?
No, of course not.
I don't think I've ever had candy corn.
I think Liz and my wife are going to team up on me. They're both going to beat me up because I don't
I
think
mean, you
candy
could
corn's that
not-
great.
Okay, so Patrick, just listen. Just listen, okay?
I'm listening. I'm listening.
You listen?
Candy
Go ahead.
corn okay, I'm not here. I'm not even like an avid candy corn person, okay? So like I'm not dying on this hill, but do think it through a little bit more. But there's so many flavors of candy corn, and when you have candy corn, you take like less than 5 pieces, and that's all you need. And like that's all you need for the day if you want a little bit of sugar. Like you don't need to be eating fistful of candy corn.
I think
And like
that's
the
all you should be
Thanksgiving
legally
candy
allowed.
corn,
Mm-hmm.
but like the Thanksgiving candy corn is way better than like the classic Halloween candy corn. It's got like a different flavor. It's like it's like deeper, I guess. I can't remember what exact flavor. It's like a brown sugary kind of flavor. It's so much better. And the pumpkins are different, like the texture, like the way it's cooked and baked. Like you only need one pumpkin and you're done because like
Okay.
it's just so much sugar.
I'll agree with you there. I will agree with you there. I think that the candy corn pumpkins are really solid, and those are not the devil. Those are not going to ruin the
Okay.
world and destroy
See?
you. But
But
the
like
regular,
they like legitimately have like
oh, she cut out.
there's a candy
you
corn
got-
for every holiday. So you just gotta try the different varieties based upon like what you're feeling, and you might like something.
I'm feeling that the white tip candy corn needs to go away. That's my feeling right now.
But just don't eat it.
That's what they put. Like, okay, I guess this is going to turn into like just a Halloween episode instead of like Digital Horror Part 2, which is fine, everybody. Don't judge us. Anyway, I just want to point out, if you go to the store and you get a bag of candy corn, you're like, you go in there and you're like, I want a fucking bag of candy corn. And they're like, okay, here you go. They throw it at you right in the face. And then you go home, you open the bag of candy corn, and what is it? Oh, the majority is the damn white tipped candy corn. You don't get that many of the pumpkins. You don't get that many of the chocolate ones. You get all this other go eat an apple.
Patrick,
No,
solve your problem.
I won't eat an apple.
No, get the stupid pumpkin. You can get a whole bag of pumpkins. That exists. That's an option to you at the store.
The pumpkins are good. I'll give you that.
Yeah. Like they taste, I mean like it's like the same flavor, but like the feeling is different.
Yeah, I think that works. That would be the best thing. And you know what? I just realized something. If this was going to be a Halloween episode, I could have dressed up in a costume, but I didn't do it.
You guys, I actually
But you didn't.
cosplayed a Kaneko character, so
I got my Macho Man glasses. I could throw those on real quick.
like I dressed up in a roundabout way and I did my makeup and I was too deep in it where I was like, I actually look like I'm from like Mega 10. Like not on purpose. It's just like I didn't want to wear a wig today and I was like, I still want to do makeup and look like something. And then I was like, holy fuck, I look like a 2000, like a 90 to 2000 Megami Tensei character.
Hmm.
So I figured the turtleneck would be a good.
Oh, I've
A
got
good,
it. I'm dressed
good
as a
look.
Reset Press employee. Boom. Got it.
There you go.
Got it, baby. That's how
Slam
you go.
dunk.
Let's see. Final thought before we go. I need to
Well,
let everybody know that Mortal Kombat is a horror series, whether you believe it
It's
or not.
spooky.
It's
It's
terrifying.
scary.
I thought about
Yeah.
this earlier today because let's see, you got knife men with knives coming out of their arms and big teeth that'll eat you. A lady who literally eats you. You have a fucking vampire lady. You've got now a guy that can shift between human and reptile form to eat you. You've got guys who could steal your soul and everything else. So I'm putting it out right now. Mortal Kombat is spooky as hell. It's a horror series from now on. Go tell everybody you know that I said so.
I mean-
Especially the last two games and the guest characters.
That's
Mortal
very
Kombat
true.
X had like what did Mortal Kombat X have like Leatherface,
Yes.
the Predator?
Oh, they had some cool ass shit.
Xenomorph,
Yeah. But like
and
honestly,
MK9
like
had Freddy.
Yes.
like the way I describe, like I know we're like being like, but I guess like with the stuff that I really like, there's like an umbrella of like horror and thriller and just like weird games with super spooky elements. Like I could argue to you guys that Banjo-Kazooie is a horror game. Okay, I can argue that to you.
There's a little Halloween episode or Halloween world.
No, we're not just talking about the Halloween level.
Well,
Uh-oh.
Gruntilda, yeah.
Okay, I can't even get into this. Like, you guys, we're running out of time. This is a whole discussion in itself. Like, there is this umbrella of influence in my.
Oh no.
So I don't even know if I want to call it like horror, but like crypticism, which would be like horror thriller and like weird, spooky, really jarring, fucked up shit that gives you nightmare fuel, especially as a child. So can I like that's the umbrella of my favorite genre is cryptic shit.
Cryptic shit.
Yeah, cryptic shit. Weird stuff, things that make you feel so uncomfortable. Like not a horror game, but like I think of like Nobi Nobi Boy under the cryptic umbrella of like, what the fuck is this? Like what is this? And it's a little disturbing if you think about it really hard. Like it's a little weird.
See, now we're
That's what I'm
creating
into.
a new genre of video game though, like a new genre of just entertainment in general that's like just bizarre. Like, can No One Stop Mr. Domino fit in that? Because that's a really weird ass game.
I haven't played that. So
Oh my god. Oh my
Yeah.
god, it's really fucking
Like,
weird.
I'm pretty sure The Quiet Man is definitely under this umbrella. Do you guys see where I'm like, yeah, this game's gonna be my jam, and you guys are like laughing at me, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna love this game. I'm gonna tell you this. Okay, so
How
do you see
can
like
we
my
loop
taste?
back to The Quiet Man right at the end of this? That's,
The,
is
the
that not
umbrella,
criminal?
okay?
Like, who's
Well,
getting
very much
arrested
so.
for this?
Okay, but do you see like to expand upon like my personality type, these games are what I enjoy.
Right. Ah.
Okay, so I have a question before we leave.
Oh no.
Because I really want Johnny to be able to talk, and I feel really bad that he's been silenced for like 2 episodes straight. I'm very sorry, John. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
We really need to have our super massive discussion, and I'm like literally not joking. I could talk an hour easily, like about that company. So when?
When?
Oh, I think she cut out again. Oh no, I think she just asked when. Okay.
When? I don't know. You have to let me catch up because like the only one I've ever played and completed was Until Dawn.
John,
So I haven't played.
talk about these things and get me hyped, and we can't even. Johnny, you guys are killing me right now
I feel
too. By the
bad.
way.
I feel bad.
Okay, hold on. Can I hold on? I am putting Game Days for Good charity under blast right now too. Okay. I'm putting you guys under blast. Our sister company. Okay.
Oh no.
You guys all decided that, yeah, we're gonna play the Quarry, and nobody invited me or said it. I know I'm not like 100% affiliated with Game Days for Good, but I'm like literally dying that I'm following our stream chat and I fucking see Game Days for Good playing the Quarry, and I think they were playing last week or the week prior. I can't remember, and no one thought to ask the professional in the building to play the game.
I don't think you would like it though, because they tend because Claire is the one that's at the helm of this, but Robe and Woody love the trolls, so they're making kind of bad decisions.
No, it's okay. It makes it fun.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, I
like
think
don't
they're
fuck with me on my
tormenting her.
first playthrough.
Yeah.
Don't like the first playthrough. I am dead set to win at all costs because I don't know. I'm blind going into it, but okay, but you guys have to know I'm feeling a little hurt right now. Okay, like just a tiny bit. Just this much that I had to shout about it.
Hey, there's always next time. Or we could do various things like that. Yeah. That's something
Yes.
that we're going to bring up again, just like we did last time. We are still working out the bugs on what is going to be in the Patreon, simply because we're not going to just keep putting out content. Like, we're not going to do a 3-hour stream out of nowhere so we can become an affiliate on Twitch. That's not going to happen because that's not the quality that we're wanting to put out. We're not going to do it. Simple as that. What we are going to do is keep working out the bugs on what can go into a Patreon, what you guys would like to see in one, and we're going to do some really cool stuff. Is the Quiet Man going to show up in that? Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably.
Yes. I've made huge strides on setting up my life, so I'm feeling very confident. Like, don't blame me. I moved for the first time into a big kid house, and it's very expensive to like set things up and get furniture and organize your life. So,
A matter of fact,
Look
I'll
at
even
me.
I'll finish
Don't
up
look
with
at me.
this. I'll finish up with this, everybody. Everybody can answer me after the after party. I just want to throw this out here, and then we'll go ahead and wrap up the episode. You can tell us in the after party, how many endings should she shoot for? Do we go with just one, or do we keep going? So you'll be able to tell us that in the after party here. But that's going to wrap up the episode for episode 14. It was Digital Horror Part 2. It turned into Halloween 2023. No problem there. I think we all love Halloween here.
Oh yeah.
But thank you all for coming out. We appreciate it. Have a great night. Thank you so much for checking out this episode of The Reset Button. If you like the podcast, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you'll be updated whenever there's a new episode or various clips that we produce. We appreciate all your support.